Hey everybody, this is our 4th official episode, and this episode is kind of the conclusion of sort of the first chapter of our adventure, and because of that, make sure to listen all the way to the end for a very brief epilogue. But while I have your attention, hey, thanks for listening to 4 whole episodes. We appreciate you tolerating us, or maybe even enjoying what we're doing so far. You might even want more episodes to exist after that. And you might be thinking, I wonder how I can encourage more episodes after that. Well, I'm glad you asked. Best thing you can do is continue listening. Obviously, tell your friends. If you have a D&D group yourself or just some, nerdy friends or cool nerdy friends, let them know, and we would really appreciate it. You can also follow us on Instagram. Chris has some awesome art he's done of the characters up there. We've got pictures of Gravely and Coach and XX Bloody Heart, I believe, as we speak, and much more to come. So check out, follow us, and share us with others at Knights of the Rolled Table podcast. And most of all, if you can subscribe on your podcast service and spread the word, leave a comment. If you're on Apple Podcasts is how you listen. It really helps us if you can rate and review in addition to subscriptions. And at the very end of every podcast, we've been reading a particularly nice review that we got from someone to say thank you and continue encouraging everybody to spread the word. So please now enjoy the 4th episode of Knights of the Rolled Table.
Last week on Knights of the Rolled Table.
My name is Claus. David Claus. Kill them! And then all of a sudden, you start to hear a whole bunch of little zip, zip, zip. I am Sergeant Basil of the Pixie Corps. The location here that this map indicates is the cave.
Oh.
The cave of his pet,
What's his pet then?
the basilisk. There's a man there. Part of him down is stone. Hey. So he... Wake up. Quiet. You quiet. Quiet. The basilisk will come. And you hear it go... What are you people doing? We must leave.
Follow me, and I'll go back to towards that. I'm going to run to dash.
So you guys head off down the path with the Seed of Life and Kevin McIntyre.
We make our way back to the Sprite Camp.
The Sprite Camp?
Well, you want to recruit one...
Oh, yeah. Let's go get Dr. Pepper.
So...
No, it was Dr. Coriander.
Oh, Black Pepper.
So you make your way back along the path feeling good. And
It's kind of on the way, right?
Yeah, it is on the way, but you realize as you're passing it, you're not really sure exactly where on the way
I marked it on the map.
They led you in. So roll, whatever that would be. That's probably a survival roll.
You have some kind of ranger ability to...
Natural Explorer. I'm a master of navigating the natural world. You ignore difficult terrain. You have advantage on initiative rolls. In my first turn during combat, you have advantage on attack rolls and creatures that have not yet acted.
Never mind.
I know that.
Thanks, Zach.
Difficult terrain.
DM's job to know how to play all of your
group
characters.
can't become lost except by magical means.
You're not lost. You're on the path.
Yeah. Okay. Travel. Okay. Blah, 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 blah.
Let's go get
When
lost.
I forage, I find twice as much food as I normally would. And when I'm tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their size, and how long ago they passed through the area. So I'm tracking sprites specifically. Kind of like looking for where they are.
Sprite tracking.
At this moment. Now, by the way, I assume that means like whenever you guys look at Gravely, he's constantly munching on some sort of vegetable or berry that he's He find, is that a root? What is he eating now?
You can't just stick whatever you want in your mouth in the Feywild.
I know what to do.
So you know that you're in the general area of that Sprite camp, and Gravely is feeling pretty confident that it should be right around here, but it does not.
Sergeant
It
Basil.
seems like it probably is magically hidden in some way.
Sergeant Basil.
We're here for Black Pepper.
Private Oregano.
I think if they wanted to be found, they would be found. But it seems like perhaps they have moved on.
Maybe there's like a code word.
Kevin did this.
Hold on a second.
Oh, why are you blaming him? He is just a father. Right,
Listen, if you guys don't mind terribly, my wife has been poisoned and my children are unguarded.
I thought she was sick.
Yes, the illness. We don't know where it came from.
All right, we should.
She
we
does
should
not
keep
have
going.
long, so
I
if
thought
you...
the sprites would be around here somewhere, but I guess not. So let's keep walking.
Come on, Glenn.
Yeah, we gotta
have
give
lives to save.
Give the seed back.
Recruit 0.
Sorry, Coach. All right, we'll keep walking.
How did you all find me?
Well, we had a map. The sprites gave us a map.
Yes, but before you're in the Feywild. Like my family, how did you meet them? How did you know to come here?
But your wife came and found us, and she told us that we needed to rescue your daughter.
My daughter?
Sindel. Yes.
What happened to Sindel?
She was there with the witch. We do not worry. We have rescued her. She is fine.
She was there with the witch?
Of course she was.
Yeah, she said something about getting traded or something, right?
She said something like she wouldn't be traded for a bauble.
Oh, I'm such a fool. I thought it would be... I made a deal with the hag for the location of the seed in return for my most precious possession.
Oh, you did not really think this through, did you?
No, leave it to the Fae to think a little girl was a thing, a possession. I thought it would be my father's
Welcome
bracelet.
to the patriarchy.
You thought making a deal with a hag was a good idea?
But I just...
It is okay. We are fixing it now.
It was a desperate moment in the Fae. They get difficult, you understand. Making their deals, it's never quite what you think. But she's okay now.
Yes, she's fine. She's with her mother.
Yeah, she's back home.
Yeah,
And now we are
definitely took care of
rescuing
it.
you.
Very well. Well, I cannot thank you enough for that. And
Also,
I'm
your son drools a lot.
Well, yes, he gets that from me. So you make your way back into the territory of Lady Araignée, and you come to the end of the path, and in the end of the path, you see up ahead her court is there, visible now, and you make your entrance, and everybody once again all turn towards you. It's like, the adventurers have returned. And
We found your nut.
The seed of life has returned with you, I see. Very good.
Yes, we have it, but per our agreement, we would like to use its healing properties on this man's wife.
Yes, Kevin, you have returned too. Come to the throne so that we may settle our agreements. And Kevin steps forward with you all to the throne, and the lady says, "So the 4 of you are pledged to return and heal Kevin's wife, presumably with the seed that I have granted you the ability to borrow, yes?"
Thank you. Yes, that is all we wish to do.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
Excellent, excellent. So, Kevin, it appears that your bargain has been completed. Your wife will be healed with the seed, and therefore what you owe to me is now due. And Kevin looks stunned for a minute and a little bit dumbfounded because he realizes the implications of this bargain. And all of a sudden, he goes blank, kind of, and falls down to his knees, and his eyes blank out, and his body falls over, and out of his mouth comes a little mote of light. And that little mote of light drifts up into where all the hundreds and hundreds of others that are lighting this chamber, and you suddenly realize that each of those little lights represents somebody's soul that the lady has taken in a bargain.
Oh, that's
Well,
what happened to him?
All right, off with you. You have a bargain to settle. If there's anything else, we could do additional deals, but pending that, Sontag can certainly show you back.
Okay, thank you.
Maya just starts quietly weeping, but doesn't say anything.
All right.
Someone remove the husk, please. Remove the husk. And
Can we please, can we take the body with us to bring back to his wife?
What is wrong, my child? You look sad.
Nothing.
See if you can take something off of it.
I simply wish, if it is all the same to you, my lady, that we may at least return the body of this man to his wife and children.
Or maybe proof that we found him.
If nothing else, to make less work for you to have to dispose of it, please allow us to do this service to show you our gratitude.
You didn't want this man's soul back, did you?
No, I mean, I'll take the axe or whatever.
My lady, I would like to hear your terms, if that is an offer on the table.
Yeah, maybe we just take his
perhaps
axe to prove that we did, find him.
You want to prove that you did find this man and that his soul is here and his lifeless husk. If you'd like to bring that to his family, I'm sure they'd be thrilled to see what you've brought back to them. But if you did want his soul inside his husk, I suppose, what could we do?
How about a performance?
Performance, yes. Well, compelling, but you did mention sport earlier. I wonder...
Sports, yeah. What sports? Who we're gonna?
Coach is a wonderful athlete.
I'm
Well-
quite talented in the ways of the hammer, and I can throw some stuff pretty far. I can lift myself. Look at this, and he gets onto his hands and does a handstand, and then he releases one of the hands. Then he does a one-handed handstand.
Roll athletics to see if this
Just like
happens.
this.
That's what Coach attempts to do.
Can I go into a rage?
Let's see how those
Rage working out.
Save your rage.
let's see how those reps are treating you.
Hey, that's a 21.
Oh, nice. All right, continue to describe.
So coach is
You're
going.
a one-handed handstand?
Yep, gonna just kind of flip back up there, one-handed handstand, and then I start to do a kind of a slow push-up, upside down, facing down. Yeah, you see that?
Oh, inspiring.
That's what happens when
Oh,
you.
Coach, I can see it. I
That's-
can see it very well.
And then he quickly jumps back to his feet. Yeah, just
tartans falling
eat
down.
right and do your workouts.
Vitamins and such, I understand. Well, you are indeed a compelling specimen. Perhaps a contest would be in order. Perhaps the 4 of you impressive warriors could face off against 4 of my warriors, and not a battle, but a match, if you will, here in the throne room. And if you are triumphant, I shall grant you Cavan's soul. And if you are not triumphant, perhaps I can take...
Was that like crying with victory?
Well, yes, that's the opposite of
coffee.
triumphant. If you are triumphant, I will keep Cavan's
aware of
soul
grammar.
and also some of yours. And yet, if my champions are... If you are triumphant, then you will go and take the seed as we have agreed, and Cavan will go with you, complete.
Who do we have to fight?
4 of my champions.
Which
They will
are-
be evenly matched with you. I can pledge you that.
I don't know. I
All right,
don't want to
group,
fight him.
group huddle.
Okay, group up. Here's what I know.
All
We're
of us put
supposed
our
to do
arms
more
around each other.
episodes of this podcast. What are the odds that Zach is going to kill off all of us in this? I feel like there's a good 75% chance that we all make it out. Just for
What Jeff is attempting to do is in the gaming community is called metagaming. That's where you just think about what could happen. And
Generally
the likelihood
frowned
of
down
things.
upon.
Yeah, generally frowned down frowned upon, but in this case, maybe it's appropriate.
I have
Guys.
a question.
I'm fine with it. What are we thinking, guys?
I have a
Yes,
question.
Gravely.
If one of us dies, does that mean we lose? Even if we defeat the others?
Yes, what are the parameters for winning?
Good question. Last being standing, whichever of you, none of you will die within the game, but if you lose the match, I will own your souls. And so whichever team has at least one person on their feet at the end will be triumphant, and the other team will be triumphant, as we have established.
So how do we lose by going unconscious?
Yes.
Oh dear.
I mean, it should be quite unpleasant, but you will not be dead.
In order to compete at the best of our abilities, can we be rested prior to this combat?
We did just fight a basilisk.
Yes.
And got away.
No,
We
good.
killed the basilisk.
I'd like to
from
hear
your-
about that
no,
from
we-
later.
We didn't kill the
I
basilisk.
hate my
Yeah.
brother's
From your
basilisk.
jerk brother, and we
Yes.
shot it a few times.
Oh, I like that. All right, rest granted. And she waves her hand, and you feel yourselves recovered
Boom.
to a long rest.
Yummy.
Yes.
Does that count as a 24-hour?
Yep.
Like a full rest?
Yep.
Full rest. Whoa.
What's the difference between a full rest and a long rest?
Full
Get all
rest,
your
you
hit
just
die.
get all of your hit dice back.
Okay, that.
No difference.
Wow, you're very
Long rest, you
powerful.
get half of your total hit dice back.
You could use your powers for good. I mean, this
Are
is
you
pretty...
saying I'm not using my
No, I
powers
mean,
for good?
as-
All right,
as you-
I tire of this. Do you
as you
accept
are
the
right
bargain or not?
Oh, I'm in. I'm totally in. I want to do this. Yep.
All right,
think so,
you
Coach,
have your representative has spoken. You accepted the bargain.
Oh, dear.
And she waves her kind of oddly long arm again, and the open field of the throne room suddenly trees grow up all throughout it. And these trees, just like you see them go through like the whole lifespan of a tree, from a little sproutling growing into like a full grown
maple.
redwood.
Ooh, a
and
fir.
so they fill up the throne room, and they obscure your view so that you can't see more than about 20 feet in any particular direction. So
Coach is gonna huddle everybody together. He's gonna do that thing where you write on your hand, like write on your palm, like you did in like playing flag football in middle school. All right, you're gonna move over to this. We're gonna want to knock out the weakest of our opponents first. So we got to find out who they are, and we got to knock them out together. Ignore everybody else. Because if we can get them down to 3 before they get us down to 3, we have the advantage.
I want to stay away from most of them so I can keep my range.
That's fine, but you only have a 20-foot range right here anyway.
Oh, dear.
So,
Well, I'll try to do my best.
I just want to say that if we do not survive this, it has been an honor and a privilege to share the same air as all of you.
Love you too,
Likewise.
man.
What'd you say?
What did Papa say?
Nothing.
what?
Let's just go and fight.
All right.
Steven!
It's XX Bloody Heart.
all right, and she summons forth her champions. She claps her hands again. Summon the champions! I give to you Clara. Clara steps forward.
You know, we could pause this if you need to write down a couple names.
What are you talking about, Jeff? I totally have names for these guys. I'm
is the
writing
real
them down
reason
right now on
improvisers
this paper
shouldn't
where it's been written the whole time.
And you end up with
before.
basil, black pepper, oregano,
Paprika,
coriander.
I liked that.
powdered ginger.
Those are great names.
There
Cream
you go.
of
Thank you
tartar.
very much. Also
Tartar.
delicious. So she summons forward Clara, which is her name, and it's a good name. And Clara steps forward. You see actually a figure through the trees step forward, but then disappear. And then Clara steps forward right in front of you out of one of the trees. And Clara is a Dryad. She has greenish brown skin, and she is covered in leaves. She has clothing of leaves and hair of leaves. And as you look out in the crowd, the whole court is there, but you also sort of vaguely recognize that there's figures behind the court, kind of farther out in the trees, where they're not really lit up by the little lights. And so you can't really see them. You don't know what's going on, but you're not quite sure how many spectators are, and you can't see all of them. So then she summons, I also summon Togo. And Togo steps forward from the other side. And
Giant sandwich.
I'm so hungry.
Togo is a bullywug, but he is a really big, tough bullywug. He looks substantially stronger and tougher than the other ones you fought. And finally, we shall need 2 more competitors, and I know no finer competitors than Zip and Zop. Zip and Zop step forward, and one of them goes zip, and appearing almost as if they appeared out of nowhere, but you recognize that this person ran up is a blue-skinned quickling elf who seems to be incredibly fast. And from the other side, Zop zops up, and Zop is another elf who is yellow and appears to be female. So you're fighting a Dryad, a giant bullywug, and 2 quicklings that appear to be hyperspeed elves.
I am having some reservations about this, my friends.
What do you think?
You said they were equally matched.
It's too late.
Bullywog?
No, we're taking out the ziplings first.
Which one?
The scrawny ones. The quick little things.
Yeah, but which we need to pick one?
I think both of them, probably.
Or yellow.
Oh, I'll go for yellow, I guess.
I think that we should go for Clara first.
You might be dangerous as well. Are we all going for the same person?
Enough planning. Let the match
Dryad,
commence. Much luck to the competitors. And 3, 2, and on 2, the Dryad steps back and disappears into a tree.
Zop.
And the two quicklings just... And you don't know where they went, but they are very fast. And then Togo the bugbear not the bugbear. Togo the bullywug is just standing around like, what am I doing here? Because he does not have the same level of abilities as the other ones. He's just a big, tough bullywug. And she says, 1, begin! Roll initiative. So we've rolled initiative. Gravely is going first because Chris has figured out that he gets advantage on initiative since we began here. So that's going to help Gravely do even more damage. Followed by Zip and Zop will be going together. Maya, then the Dryad, Coach, Togo, the Bullywug, and finally Steve.
XX Bloody Heart.
XX Bloody Heart. So if you guys want to roll for... knowledge of some sort, probably just nature knowledge on recognizing any of these creatures. I'll let each of you roll for one of these
Ooh,
4
I got
creatures.
a nat 20, and I want to figure out the Dryad.
So Dryads are tree spirits. They occupy trees. You've recognized already that this Dryad can step in and out of trees once on her turn specifically. She also... because you're fairly in touch with the fairy community, she has Fey Charm. The Dryad targets one humanoid or beast that she can see within 30 feet of her. If the target can see the Dryad, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be magically charmed.
What's her, spell casting, what skill?
You don't know that?
I wouldn't know that.
Not
I rolled
to
a 13.
no.
I'd like to find out about the quick elves.
The Quicklings.
Quicklings.
Zip and Zop are elves that have been blessed and cursed with the gift of speed. So they think faster, they move faster, but they live their lives faster. So they're also dying faster, and their language moves fast. Everything moves fast. They're generally very mischievous more than murderous, but none of them are trying to specifically murder you, just knock you unconscious, and then so that this woman can steal your souls. They have blurred movement, so attack rolls against the Quickling have disadvantage unless the Quickling is incapacitated or restrained. That's what you know. Does somebody want to roll for the Bullywug?
I don't have proficiency in any of this stuff, so I'm sitting this one out.
I will. 18.
Oh, it's a big Bullywug.
How tougher do I think it is than the other ones we fought?
Significantly tougher. This definitely just like sizing this guy up. It's probably pretty hard to hit. It's probably, roughly equivalent to Coach's abilities in terms of like toughness, resistance, punching things, kind of a brute. And it is holding a morning star, and it also has a couple of javelins strung along its back. It's probably good at swimming. There's not really any water around, so that shouldn't come into play.
Guys, don't let it swim.
No swimming.
No swimming.
All right, the match has begun, and Gravely has the first move. The old Bullywug is the only one who is visible right now.
So the Quicklings...
Oh, really?
Because the Quicklings both ran away, and the Dryad stepped into a tree.
So they move so fast that you can't see them.
So the disadvantage on attack, so if it's around punching you, then you can attempt to hit
So
it.
he couldn't
Can I
attempt
cast
to...
Hunter's Mark on with a Quickling?
You'd have to see them to do that. You don't
Okay.
currently have a line of sight on them. They have 120 feet per turn of movement.
Jeez.
Sure they do. All right, well...
And they corner well also.
Okay. Well, all right. I guess I'm going after the Bullywug then.
Yes.
Togo's looking very concerned at how this situation has immediately turned.
Forget everything I just said.
Hunter's Mark on the Bullywug.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot at it with my arrow, with my longbow.
Do it.
That
He's about
is-
15 feet out from you
You have
right now.
advantage against it, don't you?
And I have advantage because it's the first attack. So 14.
That is, it's a miss. So you miss, the arrow goes out and hits a tree behind him and stays
Kills the
lodged
Dryad.
in there.
The Dryad.
The one tree, no! All right, so
that
Zip and
sucks.
Zop appear, and one's going to go for Gravely. There's a dagger attack on you for 18.
Yep.
So they just have little daggers, so they run by and swipe you, and you're going to take 7 damage.
Yikes.
She's going to make another attack on you for
Should've held
16.
my action.
What's your AC?
15.
Oh, another hit. 8. Another 8 damage.
Jeez. Well,
And then the other one's going to come around, and the other one is going to attack Coach for only 11. And
This
its
is-
second attack is 17.
Hits.
All right.
And I'm not raging yet, right? Because I didn't get a chance to do that.
Yeah. And you're going to take 9 damage.
Jeez.
Which is, by the way, mostly from their dex modifier, which is 6. That's only a d4 plus their 6.
Wowzers.
All right.
That's pretty rad.
Coach is angry now.
So both of those are within your 6-second turn here. Both of the quicklings are now visible and accessible, but you have disadvantage on attacks. And so it is Maya's turn.
Maya's gonna go towards Gravely and where these creatures are, and I'm gonna use my Archfey, Fey presence as an action. You cause each creature in a 10-foot cube originating from you to make a Wisdom saving throw. So my choice is I'm going to
So
do.
I'll say your options: you could get Gravely and Zip together, or you could get Coach and Zop together, or you could get all 4 of them.
I want all 4.
Okay.
But they're gonna be charmed.
Okay, so they're making wisdom saving throws against being charmed.
Yes.
It's going to be the Maya show of everybody's charmed. All right, so Zip is rolling first.
Go, my minions.
Looks like Zip
Destroy
is
them.
charmed. And
If they're elves, they have advantage against charm spells.
Oh, yeah.
Rules.
So this will be...
Oh.
Whose side are you on,
I'm
Weston?
saying.
Damn it.
I know, they're elves.
Well, they are, in fact, tiny fae, so I believe...
Oh, are they not elves? That's fine if they're not.
Their classification is tiny fae, but the elf ability is like fae ancestry that gives them that. So I'm going to assume they do have advantage against charming, but the second roll was only a 7, so that's an 8, so probably Zip is charmed. What are we rolling against? Like 15?
15.
All right, so here's Zop's roll. That was an 18.
Maya
Zop
can't
is
charm
not
me.
charmed.
Maya can't charm Coach.
All right, Coach is clear.
Am I rolling too?
Yeah.
The wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. I have a negative 1, I'm
16.
charmed.
Okay, so I'm going to tell Zip that would be a really great time for you to take a nap.
I guess so. I don't know if she can actually go to sleep
Well,
because that would be a different thing. But she could chill.
or like
She could lay down, make a
Yeah,
little bed. She's laying down. It's good. She's chill.
Yeah,
she's going
she's
suddenly hanging out
sleepy.
and relaxing. Are you going to tell Coach anything?
Coach, I think you should. Never mind. I think you should fight shirtless.
He's wearing spiked armor.
Take out that undershirt.
Well, if you insist.
He immediately takes off his
Pull
spiked
out my
armor.
undershirt.
No,
It
not
drops.
spiked, not his spiked armor, just his undershirt.
All right.
Even more rippling muscles.
Tear off your sleeves. and
I
flex.
was gonna rip my pants,
Yeah.
so they have they just end up being like 80s shorts.
Yeah, no, I want that. I thought you were already wearing shorts.
Corey shorts.
Expose your amazing
so
calves.
now he's in short shorts.
Okay. Coach is in
What
spiked
is
armor
going
and
on
short
right
shorts.
What is happening?
Became highly sexually charged suddenly.
It's like a
Got
scene from
very
Barbarella.
intense.
All right.
And now it is the Dryad's turn.
Have you
So
seen these quads?
The Dryad is going
like a
to
couple
step
of
out from the
cantaloupes.
nearest tree and attempt to club Steve over the head.
Hey.
Also has a lot of cool spells and stuff it should probably use. But that was 12.
Misses.
Oh, all right. So it does that, and it steps back into that tree and disappears. And now it is Coach's turn.
Coach. Coach
Feeling the
feeling.
dusky, brisk air upon his
I
calves.
don't know why I didn't do this sooner.
Yeah.
It's so freeing. I'm gonna run over to whichever one is not charmed, is it the brother?
Yep.
Which one had me? Which one was next to me?
Zop went after you and is not charmed.
Zop's gonna get a fistful.
Well, Zop is chilling. Let Zop chill.
Nope, Zip is chilling.
Zip is chilling. Zop
is free.
So I'm gonna use reckless attack and swipe at Zop.
So that'll be...
I know, I'm gonna rage. Bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So natural 1. Wish.
So you...
Miss.
All right, so you're using a battle axe?
No, it's
Warhammer?
a warhammer.
Okay. So you swing your warhammer and miss and slam it into the ground, and it gets caught on a root a little bit. And you have to use some of your movement and effort to wedge it free.
Okay, well, I still have all my movement, right?
Yeah.
So I'll use my movement to wedge it free.
Yeah. Yeah, you can pull it up.
I'm not going anywhere.
You stand where you stand. So then that was be the Bullywug's turn. The Bullywug, still on its feet, is going to attack Coach with a 16. And it is using its Morning Star. Its Morning Star is formidable. It is going to do...
Oh, gosh.
No, I'm sorry. Those last 3 were just for effect. It's going to do 8 damage to Coach with its Morning Star.
So then halved for 4, right?
Yeah. All right. And then it's Steve's turn. Do you think, Steve?
Okay. So I'm going to go, I'm going to make a big C curve circle, my bonus action, try and get a sneak attack on that bullywog.
Okay. Roll stealth to see if you can sneak successfully.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 9.
Nope.
Well, then I'll still do
it. Just watches you make the whole scene all the way around behind it.
I'll use a short sword attack. 16.
Hit.
5.
All right, you hit him. He's angry, and he is done in the order. And we're back to Gravely.
Okay, I'll try to shoot the bullywug again.
Did we ever give the seed of life back to her?
We have to take it.
No, you have it. Maya has it.
Come on! I rolled a 1.
Gosh, we are not.
That was on your attack roll?
Yeah.
Well, that misses. And Zip is up, and is Zip just stuck in its this there?
It's just chilling
for a minute.
for 10 rounds. Zip is just making, kind of putting a little pillow together, looking good. And Zap, on the other hand, is fine.
Zip earned some me time.
So Zop is going to attack Coach with an 18 plus 6, so that's going to hit.
That'll hit.
And rolls for 3, 5 plus 6, 11 damage.
11 halved is 5.
And then it's going to attack with its other dagger. That's only a 10.
Misses.
And then zips off into the forest.
Gosh.
Is it out of sight?
Yeah. Coach, you can take an attack of opportunity at disadvantage as it runs away.
Okay. 17.
Oh, a hit.
Bam. Ooh. 11 points of damage.
All right, you hit it as it's just running away from you, and hit it really, really badly, and it crunches down into the ground and kind of like crawls off behind a tree. But you see what tree he crawled off behind.
Yeah, you like that?
Who was that?
That was Zop, the not napping quickling, and Maya's up.
So I'm going to cast Hex on the bullywog. And so then I'm just going to go ahead and pop him with a crossbow.
All right, roll for it.
Pop him with a crossbow.
That's 11 plus 3, so that's 14 to hit.
Miss.
Well, I tried.
But it is hexed. Disadvantage on strength checks, and it is the Dryad's turn, who's going to come out from a different tree and attempt to hit Steve.
Why?
With a
Why?
13.
I think that's your AC.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. I keep forgetting this Dryad has other cooler stuff to do, so hope she's
Too
alive
late.
next turn.
In the interest of being completely fair, upon reviewing the Fey presence, it's only good until the end of my next turn. So technically the other Zip Zop or whatever is,
Back now.
She's made her bed, but she's not gonna sleep in it.
Okay. Steve will take.
That is not how the saying goes.
But also, you just realized that you have no pants on, basically.
Wait a minute.
What happened to my pants?
All right. Steve will take 6 damage from the Dryad, who then disappears back into a tree. Okay, so that brings us to who do we do? Coach.
Okay, yeah. Coach is going to use his movement to run over behind that tree to see if
Where the
Zop's
quickling
still
went
there.
down? Okay.
Yeah. Is it still there?
No, but you can see where he likely went because he's dragging himself, but quickly because he's.
Can I
quickling.
reach him, or is that?
You can see presumably a different tree that he is maybe behind once you get back there.
I'm gonna try and find him.
Okay.
Should I?
So with your movement, you can get behind one more tree, and you do, and you can see what tree he's presumably behind, which is one more down the way.
Gosh.
You can see his kind of drag marks behind the next tree. So you're 2 trees out of the melee. You have a bonus action if you like, or an action, I suppose. You want to use movement.
I have. Gosh. No. Okay, I could do this. I'll use my action to dash, and then I'm going to try and use my bonus. Can I make it up to him with my bonus if I use my action to dash?
Well, you can run over to him quickly, look around, see that he's not there, run quickly to the next tree, and
He's also not there.
Yeah, probably make one more tree if your action is dashing. Now,
But he's
Coach
still too far.
is not that smart, so might not be piecing together the
Yeah.
pattern that you don't necessarily know he's behind that next tree either.
But do I see him? I just see the drag marks.
You just see the drag marks and some blood. He was hit pretty good.
Coach is going to yell, "This isn't fun anymore!" And he's going to, because he has 2 warhammers. The other is just kind of on his back, and he's just gonna chuck it, toward the direction that he sees the scraping in. Yeah, as his action. So, because I have to attack in order to keep up my rage.
Okay,
Because he's just
roll with advantage to attack the tree that Quickling is behind. And if your advantage is so powerful, maybe the tree will be knocked down and fall on him. I don't know.
So I'm rolling with advantage?
I mean, it's a tree, so it's not moving.
Hit the tree.
Well,
I'm
not trying to attack the tree. I'm trying to attack the drag marks because he's kind of gone. He's seen invisible creatures.
You have
before with the
advantage
hag.
on the drag marks too.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna attack I'm gonna throw this thing in the direction of the drag marks. So I'm just gonna roll it here. I'll do reckless, I guess. 10. Total of 20.
You don't need to do reckless on an attack on drag marks.
Well, no,
You hit the drag marks.
See, in my brain, I'm thinking he's invisible. He's right there.
Well, that makes sense. You hit where you were aiming, and that is not where he was. You guys hear Coach screaming from a couple trees in. It is the Bullywug's turn.
It's all right, Coach.
Get him, Coach.
So Bullywug is going to turn and let's see. Steve, did you attack the Bullywug last time?
I'm sorry, were you talking to XX Bloody Heart?
Yes, XX Bloody Heart. I'll do that only because you're in battle.
Thanks.
And it's a
I
PvP.
did attack, did not hit.
Okay, so he attacks you with a 21. With,
Yes, that will
again,
hit.
His Morning Star. Steve took 8 damage from the Bullywug's Morning Star.
Ouch. Ouch, guys. Ouch.
Yeah.
And that moves us to Steve's turn.
All right.
XX Bloody Heart.
XX Bloody Heart. Thank
XX
you.
Bloody Heart.
Hashtag it.
Hashtag it.
Instagram at XX Bloody Heart.
Please. I'm only on Live Journal. I just want to be
Zanga.
Not even Zanga.
Instagram's so mainstream.
It's not looking good.
I will attack the Bullywog. 14.
Nope.
Jesus.
Bullywug is feeling very powerful. And Gravely's turn.
Bouncing off of it.
Okay. Finally.
This isn't how I work, guys.
25 to hit.
Wow.
What are you hitting?
That's
The
a hit.
Bullywug.
On the Bullywug.
Yeah, take that, Froggy.
Roll all your stuff. He is injured, so you get your Colossus Slayer.
Yep.
The crowd, by the way, is watching your various moves, and there's lots of like, ooh, ah, oh, ooh, fine shot. Behind you. Oh, just kidding.
Oh.
17 points of damage.
Ouch.
Yes. It's a humanoid.
It is a humanoid.
19.
19. All right, so you shoot your arrow into the bullywug, and it goes right into its throat, and the bullywug falls over. And the crowd all of a sudden goes, oh, and they all turn towards the lady who's watching. Looks kind of annoyed, but does kind of like a nonchalant, gentle clap. And then they're like, oh, and they clap for the
Thank you.
the fallen champion. And
Now, for my next trick, I'll shoot someone else in the head.
it's kind of my thing.
A bonus action, I will move Hunter's Mark to
Zip is visible.
Zip.
All right. Okay. Now Zip's turn. Zip looks down at the bed and is like, "Oh,
So fluffy.
You charmed me.
Maybe she just like is thinking like, this might not have been a bad idea.
And she's going to go attack Maya with advantage. It's good because that was a 2, and that is an 8 plus 6. So 15? 15 to AC.
Well, yep. That's
8 plus 6?
14.
14.
14 to AC.
Either way.
She's going to hit you with
Oh,
one of her
12.
daggers for 10 damage.
Hey, squishy.
And then she's going
10
to...
damage? Oh, we got problems, guys.
Actually, she doesn't have advantage, but she does have 2 attacks. So her first one missed, and their second one hits for 10 damage.
With a dagger?
With plus 6 dexterity.
Yeah.
And then she zips off.
Get it?
Will she disappear?
You can, again, because she's running away from you, you can opportunity attack with disadvantage, but only like a melee.
But it has to be melee.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna use my. Can I use my staff to hit her with? Or no?
Yes.
It's just
roll
a D4 for improvised weapon.
All right, I'll do D4. Hi, Rodriguez.
Ooh.
Oh wait, it's a 3.
3 plus your strength or whatever.
You missed. She's away.
Boy.
Listen,
Did you try and whack her?
I have strengths and weaknesses.
But Maya, now it's your turn. You can actually do stuff.
I'm gonna do my stone thing.
Your magic stone thing.
Do my magic stones. I've got 3
All
of
right.
them now.
You've got a bunch of rocks in your pocket. Now they're magical,
I got
and you can
3.
throw them.
Then I'll throw one in her direction, where she ran. At the zip.
You can go ahead and do that at disadvantage as she's on her way out.
We're leaving it up just in case they get brought back to life.
So that's a 9.
That's a miss. And we're on to the Dryad. And the Dryad steps out from back where Coach is and casts Entangle.
On Coach?
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square around Coach. And a creature in the area must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. Roll a strength saving throw, Coach.
Zach, DM, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How far away am I from...
I get advantage on those
from
Zip.
Zip?
10 feet.
Can I have used my movement to try to get a little further away from her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll do that. However far I can get with my movement, because I want to get some range.
20.
Oh. All right, you are not entangled, just around a bunch of vines. And somewhere near you is an injured quickling.
Nature's annoying.
The Dryad.
hate nature!
They would have grabbed onto your pants.
Yeah, it's the oil the body that.
You're so
Oh, now you know I use moisturizer. How embarrassing.
Coach, it's your turn.
He has no hair on his legs. They're all like clean shaven.
Yep. Increases speed.
Coach, it's your turn. The Dryad is visible.
I do it because I'm a
The
swimmer.
quickling is not.
Yeah, I'm going to hit that Dryad. And I'm going to
Finally, she's visible.
do it with Reckless.
Finally.
Dang it. 13 to hit the Dryad.
Hit.
Yes.
She's weak.
All right.
Do it.
Hit that Dryad. Hit that Dryad.
Some plant damage.
7 plus 3, 10, 12 damage to the Dryad. Ooh. Bonus action. Shoulder jab.
Go.
Shoulder check.
Body check.
Attack. Ooh, that's going to hit. That's a 21.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
And 7 more damage with my shoulder check.
Damn.
Ooh.
That's spiky armor.
So she kind of stumbles back as you do that, and you knock into her, shoulder into her, and the spikes go in, and she actually gets knocked back into the tree she came out of, and then she falls out of a different tree, which is right in front of Gravely. And she's down on the ground there, looking very injured.
Like Coach has no idea where it is.
Way in the back.
You just kind of teleport.
Where did
through
you?
one.
You guys keep doing this to me.
Steve, it's your turn.
All right. In my burglar's pack, I have a bag of 1,000 ball bearings. So I'm going to get close to Maya, and I'm going to, all around us, pour out all of these ball bearings.
Into the dirt?
Get some in my direction, too.
I'm going to pour them all around on this to trip them up, to trip up the fast people.
Is it
Yes. It's great.
Is it a stone floor?
That's not going to work as well as it would if it was a stone floor, but it still might work. We'll have them roll for it.
I think you're gonna,
So is that your action?
You just poured out 1,000 ball bearings into the dirt.
I'll tell you this: they're going to be.
Kind of formal.
It's basically on par with stepping on Legos.
It could.
Hey, that's fine.
I'll tell you this: they're going to be all
that makes
really
me
hard to
laugh.
pick up afterwards.
Yes. They're gonna be all dirty every single one. Like,
How much is 1,000 ball bearings?
All right, so that is your
many.
action. Do you
All
want to
right,
do anything
then-
else?
I'm going to.
hide.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna ready to hit anybody that comes through the ball bearings that attacks me.
Okay,
So I just want to be like
pouring out the ball bearings was your action, so you can use a bonus action,
then I'll
cunning action, bonus action, or movement.
okay, then I'll hide.
Okay. Hide. Feeling ready.
the ball bearings thing should be a bonus action. 'Cause you're just
You
going,
just hide behind me.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide behind mine.
Well, there's like trees.
There's a lot of trees.
I'm just gonna.
All right, ball bearings are deployed. Gravely is up.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't consider the ground
Dryad right
in my plan.
All right. The Dryad is in front of you.
And I have Hunter's Mark on
She's on the
This is a
ground.
fun
She's
idea.
about 10 feet away, and Hunter's Mark is on.
Is Dryad
real
looking
cute,
pretty wrecked?
Terrible.
All right. Yeah, that's
You're attacking.
23, the Dryad.
Okay, that's a hit.
Oh, sorry. That's,
She has 3 HP. It's gonna hit.
Yeah.
The Dryad is
I do
down.
some, crazy amount of damage. Like 14.
Some arrowing, and arrow goes in the Dryad. She does not get up. Everybody once again turns towards the lady, and this time she does not clap, and they all just stare at you guys. And that is time for.
She seemed nice, like a nice lady, and she was cute.
And that's time for Zip and Zop. So Zip is going to attack. Zip is actually going to come out of a tree near Coach and attack Coach. Rolled a 2 on her first attack.
They're going after Coach.
And a 5. That's 11. Probably not going to work.
Slippery.
Zip is also
forget those
going
ball
to lean
bearings.
out from behind a tree and throw daggers at Coach for a hit. 13 plus 6, 19. So 9 damage on that one. And throw his other dagger. Rolled a 17. That's another hit.
Jeez.
Coach is going to get really hit. Or that's 10 damage. So
Elf is
19
hitting on
damage
me.
total. That's 2
What?
daggers.
Halved.
Whoa.
Yes.
Is that so 18, 9. 9 damage.
9 damage.
Jeez.
Coach is probably looking bad.
I'm up.
All right.
Still up.
Coach is not dead.
There's 2 daggers sticking to me. Just pulling them out of my chest.
Does that stuff? Can that stuff do something to heal Coach?
Out of my quads.
Both quicklings are currently visible to Coach, but Coach is not visible to anybody else. So, Maya, you're up
And I'm
front.
currently
is he?
surrounded by ball bearings, so I'm not
This is
freaking
true.
moving.
He's back a little ways where
But you know where
Zop
they
lured
are.
him to.
Do I have line of sight on? So I have line of sight on Zip and whatever.
Opens up.
No.
Although I assume she heard my yelling.
Yes. I mean, you guys know roughly where he is. You can't directly see him right now because there's trees in the way.
Okay.
And there are a bunch of ball bearings around you, which I forgot about.
Stuck in the dirt.
I'm gonna try and walk out of this whole thing.
Make a dex save.
All right.
Coach, you're messing this up. Why did you leave the group?
you go rage in the forest somewhere?
Rage in the Forest, is that
It's a four.
That's our next album.
I mean, you're not going
album.
to take a lot of damage, but you are going to comedically slip on the ball bearings
Rage in the Forest.
and fall down prone. So if you can get up and make another dex save to try to continue to walk through the ball bearings and try to get within line of sight of Coach.
I say, don't move. Just stay here. They'll come to us.
But he's hats.
We'll survive.
Can I see?
He's
Who
tough.
can I see? Gravely.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and point the staff at him and do cure wounds on him. Then
So you do that and nothing happens.
that's ranged, right?
But the staff on your turn does that. You can tell you're like, because you don't know the spell Cure Wounds. It came out of the staff before.
Yeah.
So you kind of like take a shot with like, okay, and
Zing.
go.
Do it.
Heal.
Go staff.
Go.
Make magic go now.
Make nice. Feel good. And nothing happens. But then you feel, you can kind of feel the staff waiting kind of like a condescending moment, like, don't even stop. Don't even try with this. And then you can feel the staff, after it's established that you're not doing it, the staff casts Cure Wounds on Gravely.
Thank you.
Let me. Oh, thank you.
So that's your D8 plus 5.
10.
Nice. Thank
Nice.
10 total HP. All right, and that is Coach's turn. Coach, you're in the back. You're looking back. You got two.
Coach, get back here.
Coach is so mad right
Come
now.
back to the ball bearings.
I'm just gonna take a good swipe at the injured one. Reckless.
Do it.
Yeah, because
So-
they're in melee with me right now, right? Or no?
Yes.
We said they're both visible.
Yes, and you'd have disadvantage on him, but he's not. He's down, so I'll say you don't. You do have advantage.
Well, I was gonna use reckless, and if I have advantage normally, then that would be
when they're up and running. Anybody has
Disadvantage.
disadvantage, so you'd cancel out. But he's not up and running.
So I
He's
have
down and
advantage.
injured, so you can take your advantage.
yes.
A couple of the Minotaurs are like, Coach.
The crowd starting
Yeah.
to turn.
That's a 22
Hit,
to hit.
and he has like 1, so he's gonna go down, and things are getting tense.
And then I'm gonna try and spike Zip.
Oh, is he down?
Yes.
So-
The guy, quickly, I think that was Zip, is down. No, that was Up, is down, and yeah, you can try. Can you do that with somebody else? I guess you can. So
Yeah,
go ahead and
it's just
spike
a bonus
armor.
action.
Zop.
They're both within melee, right? Because they're both attacking me. First, I'm gonna say, got my accent.
You're down here.
Yeah, that was bad form, Zop. Bad form. And I pop him up, and then I'm gonna pop over to the other one. I roll with disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not gonna do very much. 11 to hit.
All right. It is a miss, and she looks pretty upset that you just took out her brother.
And then I'm going to try. I'm going to use my movement to try and run back to them
Okay. So she is going to get an attack of opportunity on you
with advantage.
With advantage. That is a 15.
Hits.
That was actually not even with advantage. So, all right, 15 hits. And you're going to take 1, 2,
Oh, dear.
3, 4, 5, 11 damage.
11 halved. Yeah, I'm down.
Coach is down.
He falls down and he hits the ball bearings. Goes. He like rolls right to my.
So, okay, yes. And you hear the crowd erupt. Oh, yeah, good show. Champion is down. And the Lady Araignée looks pleased. And that takes us to Steve's turn.
All right, I'm just going to just ready for any movement I see to try and get a quick swipe. So I'm just going to ready the action to
Ready and attack if you
ready
see
an attack.
Zip. All right?
Yep.
And then Gravely.
Do I see Zip?
Nope.
I have Hunter's Mark. So can I can
On
use a
Zip?
wisdom check to on Zip. I have Hunter's Mark
To know
on
where she
Zip.
is?
Yeah, and I get advantage on with
You
wisdom
do pretty
perception
much know where
things.
she is, but there's trees in between you and her.
Oh, come on. Can I move to try to get where she is? I'll try to move.
So you can move to get a shot at her, at least a glimpse at her between the trees, and take an arrow shot with disadvantage.
Great. I'll do that.
Does he see me down?
Probably not, but you guys knew from the audience cheers that's what happened, even if you didn't see Coach directly.
I'll try to.
No!
Maya was upset.
I'll try to.
I go to that big mine in the sky.
Shoot Zip at disadvantage. That's 11 and a 6. So
I know what I meant.
14.
Nope.
Shoot.
And it's Zip's turn. Zip's out for vengeance. Zip's going to come around.
He's like, here,
and
zippy.
charge at Maya. And
Gotta deal with those ball
is
bearings.
first going to make a dexterity save with
Wait,
her.
it's a deck save? That's not fair.
What would it be?
Yeah, it's gotta be a deck save.
Wisdom.
It's not wisdom.
You gotta be wise enough to look out.
Slipping on ball bearings.
To look.
Should I take?
I don't know.
The street smarts of allowing me to.
Yeah.
She rolled a 23. She does not slip on the ball bearings. She does attack Maya.
Jeez.
Her first dagger strike is 17.
That's a hit.
3 plus 4
Roll
plus
fun.
6. So 13 damage.
He was waiting for his attack. He was waiting at his attack.
Oh, he did ready in action.
He'll still get that, but she gets you first. And that was only her first dagger strike.
Yeah, I'm at 1 hit point.
Okay, good. So Maya's still up.
Show up, girl.
And
I'll see you up there. It's a big mine in the sky.
she's going to do her other dagger attack for only 11 AC.
That doesn't. Nope.
right.
Nope. Still standing.
Maya's standing, and Steve, go ahead and take your attack on her with disadvantage.
12.
12 is a miss.
Well,
And we're back to Gravely.
I thought
No, it's
that
my
was
turn.
that was his readied action. Now he
Oh,
gets
yeah,
an
it is
extra
your... So wait, that was her turn, so it's
No,
actually
it's
Maya's
my
turn.
turn.
now.
Maya's turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and do another magic stone.
At disadvantage.
Yeah,
That's-
still at disadvantage, so roll it twice.
Well, that was a 10, so I don't think I hit. Right?
Yeah, you would miss.
And that's a 9, so
Okay.
I missed.
Steve's turn.
Okay. Here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to take one of my large black cloaks, and I want to.
You only have one left. Did you recover your other black
Of course
cloak?
I did.
All right.
I wouldn't have not brought my black cloak.
All right, you've got a whole bag full of black cloaks.
Yeah. And I want to stylishly untie it, flip it around, and try and throw it on top.
like Matador style.
So basically, you're trying to grapple her.
Trying to net
grapple with my almost like a net to try and grab it.
All right, roll dexterity. We'll do a dexterity contest. How about
No,
that?
I don't want to do that.
She's
It's
on
a
ball
strength
bearings.
check.
You're a rogue. You have great
She's got to
dexterity,
roll
right?
for the ball bearings.
You're gonna roll with advantage because of her ball bearings. Or no,
Okay.
she'll roll with disadvantage because of the ball bearings. All right,
Great.
here we go.
22.
She rolled a crit and a 14, so she only got a 20.
Oh,
She's got a cloak over her head.
All right.
I guess that's her condition. She is cloaked. And it is Gravely's turn.
I'm gonna shoot her with an arrow.
And I want to.
So
as I'm
that'll-
holding her.
That'll
in
nullify the
black.
disadvantage attack, so you can just make a regular attack.
And I just want to turn to Gravely and say, shoot her. Take the shot, Gravely. Take the shot.
All right.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
I rolled a 19, so 27 to hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Does it go through and hit me?
Wait, has it been my turn yet?
Yeah, it was your turn.
I have to roll death saves.
Just roll your attack. You hit her. How much damage did you do?
2,
I was trying to roll death saves.
6,
Rules.
8.
I'm sure you'll get to roll a lot of death saves, Coach.
I just rolled a natural one.
15 damage.
A hit, and she goes limp and falls.
I'm just shooting the head, which is in the cloak, just.
And so that is the last champion, and there's
Maya's
awkwardness.
going to run to Coach and be with the staff, do the thing, please, do the thing.
So all of the trees immediately recede, and you guys can see where Coach is. You can see where the Dryad is down, and the other wounded quickling. Everybody is sort of spread across the battlefield, and there is silence in the court. And you can walk over to Coach, and that And it does heal Coach. Cast Cure Wounds on Coach, so you can take D8 plus 5 healing. And there is just silence.
11.
So there's silence in the throne room.
In that silence, I'm just gonna go XX bloody heart. Put up my hands. And just be like, yes.
One Minotaur in the back is like, yeah.
Don't forget.
I'm gonna walk up
Bros,
to
you guys gotta call me XX Minotaur from now on.
You're not part of the XX gang, bro.
Part of the XX crew.
You gotta join the XX crew.
Gravely will walk up to Lady Araignée and say, "We've completed your challenge successfully. Give us the soul that you have promised back to Kevin."
She says, and so you have, grudgingly, and you see the little mote of light come down out of the canopy and go back into Kevin's body, which is sort of like dropped on the ground off to the side. And he like startles awake. And he's just laying on the ground, starting to recover. And the lady says, it seems you have bested my champions, and so you will be allowed to proceed from my court as under my protection. None of the citizens of my court are allowed to attack you. However, not everyone here is a citizen of my court, and I do not control them. And the dark, shadowy figures from towards the back that you noticed earlier step forward, and it is a whole bunch more of those were creatures. Werewolves. David Claus, now healed. He's wearing an eye patch from some damage earlier. And a bunch of his minions, and there's a lot of them. There is definitely overwhelming force, and that's looking bad.
Sontag, you want to open up the portal right now, please?
So you look around, and Sontag is not there, you notice. You're actually not sure where that portal would come from if you wanted that portal. And the werewolves start to creep closer, but then you hear a familiar zip, 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 zip. And Sergeant Basil appears right in front of the lady. The Sprite Battalion will now defriend our allies. We join allies with these fine adventurers. And the lady is like, you cannot attack members of my court. And the sprites say, these are not members of your court. And they engage with the lichens. And what you recognize from before is that they have a whole bunch of basically needle-sized silver arrows. And that's why they are so effective in fighting the lichens, or at least controlling them and knocking them back. So there's
someone find Black Papa.
There's immediate chaos
coming with me.
as the court members have to kind of just look on, and the lady has to look on as the lichens and the sprites are fighting all over the place. And
the court members are like putting up their fans like, oh my, goodness sakes.
Oh my, yes.
The nerve of these people.
I'm never.
Time to clap, 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 clap.
And you're realizing you don't really have an exit if you don't have a portal, but then a
perception check for Sontag.
Sure, roll perception for Sontag.
Sontag. That is a 17. No. Wait.
It's
yeah,
good
17.
enough because suddenly he is there, because you hear actually from the center of the chamber, you hear, I'll be having my husband back now. And you turn to the center, and there is Sora. And Sora, in her little pack thing, has Wick, the 2-year-old, on her backpack. And she has her longbow cocked and aimed at Lady Araignée. Yeah. And next to her is Sindel. And Sindel is holding out her arm, and in her fist is Sontag's neck. She's holding Sontag and lifting him up over the ground. And Sontag says, apologies, my lady. This is not my choice. And Sora lets loose her arrow, and it enters right into the center of Lady Araignée's chest, who looks down and is very clearly not injured, but annoyed by it. And she stands up, and that blanket that was covering her falls away, which reveals that her lower body, she's not actually sitting on a throne, she's sitting on her lower body. And what her lower body is a spider. Yes, she has the thorax and the legs and the part of the abdomen of a spider, which immediately makes you think, spider things, webs, venom. She seems quite formidable as she rises up and looks.
My Lady Titania is far more beautiful than you.
You don't even.
Also, I speak Spanish, so I knew this was coming.
It's also that in French. And she stands up and starts to move forward, but then blue tentacles sort of like raise up from the ground, blue vines almost, and they start to reach and restrain her and hold her back, and they actually spring out of the arrow that was in her chest. And you guys kind of look at Sora, and she's looking at you guys like, are you doing this? Because I'm not doing this. What this is. And Maya realizes it's coming from the staff. It's the staff's blue power that is temporarily restraining the lady.
I love this thing.
Let's get out of here.
And so she's just, go, it's time. And Kevin is saying, it's time, go.
The portal is open.
All right, Weasel Man.
Yeah, there's a portal open behind them.
Weaselman.
All right, I help up Kevin if he's not like fully up or whatever, and just move through the portal.
I stick to the back and make sure everybody else gets in because I don't want to like take the staff too far away too soon.
I start going and then I stop, go back and get my cloak and pull it to drop the body that's inside out.
You guys are all moving towards the portal in a lot of confusion, and they're saying, get going, get going, get going. You don't necessarily all have line of sight on each other. And so you all go, you all move through, and you all, one by one, make it through the portal, at least as many as you as possible. Because when the portal closes, Steve, XX, Bloody Heart, is not with you on the other side of the portal. And Sontag is not with you either. And Steve, on your side of the portal, as you reach down for the cloak, a big, thick, gooey strip of webbing shot out and grabbed you and yanked you back into Lady Araignée's clutches.
Steve, gross.
That's his final word.
Right as the portal's like,
Oh.
So you're laying
Is everybody here?
in the front
Is everybody
room
here?
of the cottage of the McIntyres, and you look around and you recognize that Cavan is there, and Sindel is there, and Wick is there, and Sora is there. The family is together, and Maya is there, and Coach is there, and Gravely is there, and you recognize that XX Bloody Heart is not there.
Oh no.
He got grabbed.
We've lost one of our compatriots.
And the family sees each other all together for the first time, and they just grab each other and hold each other and start to cry and just all of them start thanking you profusely. Thank you. I'm so sorry. You've done so much. Thank you for my family. Thank you for what you've done.
Maya has like a single tear, but she pulls out the stone and she says, I hope that this will make it worthwhile. And she gives the stone to Sora.
So you take that, and it's actually, so it is a seed, although it seems hard. And so they take that, and again, they say thank you, and it's very tearful and powerful for them. And so you get a chance to kind of collapse and rest and think about any possible way to get back to Steve XX Bloody Heart Jablonski, but you realize you just don't, without access to the portals, you don't have a way back in there.
I just send a mental text message to Titania and be like, hey girl, when you get a chance, call me back.
Watch
I
out
got
for my
some
homeboy.
questions. BT dubs. I met Araignée and she is cray cray.
You can do
Your
that.
family is weird.
watch out
You
for
can
my
do
boy.
that. Yes, so you have the opportunity to rest, and they take the seed of life to the clerics
Oh wait, I have to
at the
add
temple.
one more thing to my text message.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were finished. Don't let me interrupt.
BT dubs, you should have seen Coach's legs today. They were on fleek. The end. I don't know why she sounds like a teenage girl. but
Send.
she's
Only when she sends messages to her
we
patron.
went from lunch to like, I'm 16. But Hey, that's how it do.
It makes sense. They do girl talk. So one other event that happens in the next morning when they have a chance to recover and come back is they take the seed to the local cleric who understands its magic and is able to craft a potion. But somewhat concerningly, before you realize, you don't get to watch what's happening with it, but you realize that this potion involved crushing up the seed of life and turning it into this potion. So that's what she drinks to heal her of this illness that was going to take Sora's life. And it does work. So Sora is restored. She's not going to die. The family is going together. To be together, and mom and dad are happy, but you do owe Lady Araignée the seed that
we
was
may
now
have miscalculated.
Which presumably she realized when she made that deal with you, that for collateral for the seed, if you didn't return it, you would have to give her the staff.
Well, she did not say when.
That's a good point.
There was not a time limit.
Loophole. So you are gathered with the family, and Sora's recovering nicely, and Cavan's also recovering nicely because he was petrified for at least more than a day just there. He was pretty dehydrated and weak, but he's very happy to be back. They're recovering, and
hydration's very important.
It's true. I think we've all learned some lessons today. And Sora opens up a chest and pulls out a longbow and turns to Gravely and said, "You've done so much for me. I'd like you to have this. I don't use it anymore. I used to be an adventurer myself, a ranger actually, I think you could make a much better use of it than me. So this is a +1 longbow that also can cast.
Said longbow. I heard bongo.
Maya's like, I want the bongo. It's perfect for me.
No, yes, longbow. That makes so much more
+1 to
sense.
performance.
I was just imagining
It's
a
a +1 bongo.
with the bongo. Like,
Well, why would he get it?
It's like one bongo. It has a little bongo on the side.
all right, please continue. I'm so sorry.
So it's a +1 longbow, and it can also cast I believe it's a cantrip, or this is overpowered, True Strike.
Oh,
What?
cool.
You can learn about the cantrip True Strike when we're not recording. And then she turns and looks at Cavan. Sora looks at Cavan like, come on, go do the thing. And Cavan's like, oh, it was, I love that Warhammer. It's like my favorite. Cavan, you never use it. You live here and you're a trader. You have an axe. It's a very nice axe. I used that. That's the Warhammer I had when we met. I don't want to give it up. Cavan!
I'm feeling a little bit awkward.
They saved us.
All
right. No, we can. All right, here. And he goes into the other room and gets off of, it's like mounted on the wall on little hooks. He takes his Warhammer and hands, here, take it. You've done a lot for us, and I'm sure you'll continue to do good. And it's not a gift. It's like a loaner. I might want it back sometime in the future, but you can take it.
Oh, okay. And if you're interested, you got a very nice Warhammer. You could probably do some work in the mines as well, up in the mountains. We're always looking for good, sturdy, workers.
It's a kind offer, Coach, and I appreciate it, but I'm afraid my place is here. I thank you very much.
Well, your whole family could go if you wanted.
We'll keep it in mind.
All right.
Well,
thanks
you
for the
have
Warhammer.
a beautiful family, and I hope that you are very happy.
We thank you, and thank you so much. I'm sorry for your losses, but thank you for coming to our town and our family. We can never repay you. Anything you need, ever again, don't hesitate to ask.
My friends, I think we need to go have a drink in memory of our friend XX Blockyard, as he would like us to remember him.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that name.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing, rating, and reviewing. We're going to read a 5-star review today on iTunes from listener Sizo6, who wrote, "You're going to love this one. Super family-friendly, happy people. You can tell that they love all things stories and creative. I know nothing about D&D minus Stranger Things. This is a perfect way to expose people like me to this world while adding enough pun and fun to those who already get it. Plus nothing sketchy, so you can have it playing in the background of life. Our family now quotes hydration is very important. Enjoy." Thank you so much, Sizo6. I love everything about this review, and Coach told me to pass along that he loves that you're respecting the value of proper hydration. So, thanks, everybody. Remember to follow us for original art and announcements on Instagram at Knights of the Rolled Table Podcast. We're also on Twitter at Rolled Table. Chris Daly does the art, and you can follow him at Daily RPG. Weston Gardner, who plays Coach, also wrote the theme music. You can follow him at Make My Anthem on Instagram. And remember, listen right now for the brief epilogue. And until next time, go out and make life an adventure.
I thought you said it was uncurable.
No, specifically what I said was nothing in all the realms could cure it, and, well, apparently that's not where they looked.
So the child is still protected by the mother and the father?
It would seem so, yes.
Very well, then. It seems a more direct approach is necessary. Is necessary.